And as we said earlier on here on the show, that today is a very important day for the matriculants, as about 37,340 of them set today for their first matric exam paper. They were writing computer applications technology. Let us now talk to the quality assurance body, Umalusi, just to get a perspective as to how things are looking, as to whether they're satisfied with these exams. And we joined now in our studios in Johannesburg by Umalusi CEO Dr Mafu Rakometsi. Dr. Rakometsi, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Good afternoon, Mepalisa. Good afternoon to our viewers at home.
Thank you so much indeed. It is indeed a very busy time, of course, for Umalusi now, but just remind our viewers, what's the work of Umalusi? What exactly do you do? Because we talk of quality assurance.
Umalusi is a quality assurance body. In South Africa, we've got a 10-level national qualifications framework. In that 10-level national qualifications framework, Umalusi occupies levels 1 to 4, and then the Council on Higher Education, which is in charge of universities, occupies levels 5 to 10. And then we've got a new kid on the block called the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations, which deals with trades and occupations. And then we've got an apex body called the South African Qualifications Authority. All these bodies work together in the interest of qualifications in the country. What Umalusi does is that it quality assures the quality of education in schools, in TVET colleges, and in adult centers. Okay. What we do with respect to examinations in particular is that every paper that is going to be written is quality assured by us. We moderate it, and we check whether it meets the specifications of the curriculum and assessment policy statement. We check whether it meets the specifications of the subject assessment guidelines.
All right, so are you happy with the 47 matric papers that are to be written this year?
We are very happy. Okay. We are very happy.
All right. And we know there are challenges, every year we see challenges, group copying, leakages of papers and so on. What have you done differently this year, Dr. Rakometsi, to ensure that we do not see a reoccurrence of the same events? I know that during the briefing last week you spoke of a conceptualized approach for this year. Talk to us about that.
What we have done is that at the end of last year, we looked at the weaknesses of the system. And we gave directives to the department to say, these are the areas of weakness, and these are the directives of areas that you need to correct. And throughout the year, we've been monitoring whether they are meeting the requirements as specified by Umalusi. By the time we made pronouncements last week, we're happy that all the issues that had been raised previously have been addressed by the Department of Basic Education.
Okay, and we've also seen that there are new subjects that are included in this year's examinations, like your sign language, your civil technology. Talk to us about that, and how confident are you that this too will also go well?
What we have done is, as a country, we have said we want to recognize the deaf learners by having South African Sign Language, home language, as a subject, so that according to our constitution, we have to be all inclusive. So we are embracing the deaf learners by introducing this as a subject. We are happy. We have tested the system. These learners started with South African Sign Language in grade 10. They have done it in grade 11. And they've done it in grade 12 for the trial examinations. So we are happy that it is all systems go for South African Sign Language. With regards to the technical subject that I was referring to, we have split them into specialized areas, so as to ensure that we've got more specialized knowledge by the learners as they go into the world of work or as they proceed to institutions of higher learning.
And let me just go back to the issue that I made mention of earlier on, the challenges that usually come with the examination. As I said, group copying, the leaking of exam papers and so on. We do know that the Department of Basic Education investigates such matters when they happen, but what's the role of Umalusi in such instances?
What happens is that at provincial level, we've got provincial examinations irregularities committees, which will investigate and adjudicate on the matters of irregularities. And then they'll escalate the matters to the National Education Examinations Irregularities Committee, NEIC, National Examinations Irregularities Committee. That committee has an Umalusi person sitting as an observer, so that by the time the Director General presents a report on irregularities, one of our people must have foreseen and had oversight on the processes to satisfy Umalusi that everything has been above board.
All right, so you play an oversight role.
We play an oversight role. We don't participate, we just do oversight.
Yeah. We are going to be speaking to the Department of Basic Education a little later on here on the show, but I just want to put this to you, or rather phrase this to you as a question to say, we've seen a number of protests taking place in South Africa in the recent days, of course. Are you worried that should that happen, that could hamper, the examinations taking place? Indeed,
we are worried, because when this happens, either we don't have taxis, moving around and ferrying learners to the schools. It could be buses, it could be road blockages, which instances will not allow learners to access the examination centers.
Yes.
It can be very frustrating for a child who has prepared adequately for examinations not to be able to write. Now, I'm saying any self-respecting country will be very soft when it comes to education, because education is the future of our children. So I'm appealing to the members of the communities to tread cautiously and not use education as a tool to fight their own political battles. Very important, we need to respect the education of our children.
All right. No, we have to leave it at that, but hopefully we'll see more of you now that the examinations have started. Thank you so much for coming through, Dr. Rakometsi.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Mafu Rakometsi is the CEO to Umalusi, of course, talking to us about what they have done to this point, as we've been saying that the matric exams have officially